Hey, it's Four with Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
And what we want to talk about today is collateral damage from the red pill.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Yeah, there's so many positives that, of course, they outweigh any negatives that you could, at least, in our mind. Some people
apparently not.
Some people take the red pill and regret it.
Yeah.
Or they reject it.
Yeah.
And they go back to, or it takes for a little while, and then they get a girlfriend. And
yeah, I think we see a lot of that.
And they'll literally deny they ever did anything other than what they've been doing.
Well, it's like I saw a tweet just this morning, and it said something like, along the lines of, you can either understand women or you can like women.
Yeah.
You can't do both.
Exactly.
I think it goes a long way.
Yeah, you kind of have to find that middle ground. And Ryan Stone has a letter written to him, and he discusses it in his newsletter. But I wanted to kind of just our take on this. It was very insightful because the guy says, "I don't like my wife anymore." He says, "Honestly, she tries. She doesn't withhold sex. She takes care of the kids in the house. She follows me and doesn't put up too much of a fight. Honestly, think she is as close to a great red pill wife as I could imagine. But here's the problem. I just don't care about her. It's not even her specifically at this point. It's all women in general. I don't care about any of them, including her. Do I enjoy some of the benefits of having a warm body near me? Sure. Having easy sex is nice. Someone who cooks and cleans. But every time she talks, I could just not care less. When she cries, I feel nothing. When she is happy or doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I find her boring and dumb, as are most women. I'm really not sure what to do here. I respect the work that she does and the time we have invested in our family. I don't want to blow shit up because of my lack of concern, but I'm feeling a bit lost."
Whew! That's a lot to unpack. But I think it's also very typical.
It's not uncommon, I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's common. I would say it's not uncommon.
Right.
Because when you finally do really internalize, the true nature of women, it's so far from the Disney set or the blue pill or how we were raised or even how we saw our parents if they had a good relationship.
Yeah.
It's so far from that, it really kind of shuts guys down. And what this guy will have to learn is this is your new normal. Because, when you realize the nature of women and, they really are very self-centered and you have to kind of manage them, it takes the highs out of it. Mm-hmm. But it also gets rid of the lows. So all of a sudden you're in this middle ground, but you stay there.
Right.
And that's what I think this guy's really, there's the highs aren't high. It's kind of like, when you take people away from manic depressive episodes, they're bored.
Right.
And they hate it. They're like, my life is bland.
Yeah.
Because there was a certain, excitement and you feel alive in the ups and even in the downs.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, and the fact is that's the new normal.
Well,
when you internalize this stuff.
Yeah. And I've had clients say to me that as an adult man, they haven't experienced real love, like romantic love. And I've had more than one man say this to me. And as we talked through it a little bit, it was very clear that the romantic love, this was this perfect, like, teenage dream. Like, they had it with their teenage...
with their first girlfriend.
Yeah, their first real girlfriend.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it was a much more adult, not nearly... Again, the highs and the lows. Not nearly as high. The lows aren't as low, necessarily. It's more... the grown-up version, and it's not as exciting.
No,
sometimes.
and if you're talking about a marriage, and let's say they've been married 15 or 20 years, and the kids are like, yeah, I mean that's the most boring.
Yeah, it sounds like this is a little bit older gentleman.
Yeah, it's going to be even flatter.
Yeah,
the further you move away from youth, that's what you're going to see, and that it's interesting that you say that about. It's almost an argument for why people should kind of like
marry
that
early.
young marriage, yeah, because they're still very high in that bonding. Kind of like when you talk to guys in their 60s or 70s that have been married to their high school sweetheart. They don't know any different.
Yeah.
They don't. They see her. She's 16 in his head.
Yeah.
Her
They're
whole
still pretty
life.
crazy about
Yeah.
them too.
Yeah. I mean, you very rarely see those go south.
It's true.
As opposed to how many relationships you see that they met at 24, 25, or 30, and then by 45 they're done.
Yeah.
Or 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a shorter fuse.
Yeah. There's less chemical bonding, I think, sometimes there.
And again, like we talk about in the red pill quite a bit, if there's been time to, and the charts that we've seen, if there's been time to experience, shall we say, other people,
Yeah.
it's always a comparison game. So
Yeah.
it's very hard, whether you feel like you're being compared to others or whether you are comparing your loved one to others. There's a lot going on there.
But I give this guy credit. And this is one thing that if you're not in the red pill and you were to read this, you would think, oh, he's just not with the right girl. No, this is all women. And he even mentions it in there. He's like, and he's not wasting time looking outside of his own world for this perfect thing. He just knows. And that's the thing. Once you kind of are in here, especially for a lot of guys that don't have a big range of emotions in the first place, it even causes them to become even more narrow. It's not bad or good. It's just a little uncomfortable in the beginning.
It's more scientific.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what, that's the collateral damage. Mm-hmm. You get, you still love your kids. You still love your wife, and you still take care of these people.
I think you love in a respectful way, and not necessarily
in a different way.
Yeah.
But like this guy's not throwing away his responsibilities, but it's a shock to the system because you're like, oh.
But I would think it would be kind of a little bit like losing a part of you to have this realization too.
Very much so.
To think.
What do they say? It's like knowledge.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like Adam and Eve had knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, and I do think that this is also indicative of why there aren't many women in the red pill.
No.
That last any time, at least.
No,
because
it's too harsh.
It's a lot of harsh truths.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to swallow, and it's not the highs that the women need for the drama and for the attention.
And even like the chateau, that I draw so much from, Chateau Artiste, we call it where pretty lies perish. Mm-hmm. Because the fact is that the things that we're fed and believe in the, major media and in society, it's not actually accurate.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we were the ones chosen to
It
find
makes
out
cute 80s movies, though.
Yeah, it makes great rom-coms.
Yeah.
But people have changed and society has changed, making game and the red pill necessary.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessary in the 60s.
It wasn't necessary. No.
Didn't need to exist, but now it exists. And
Yeah.
here we are. Now we're the messengers.
I feel like for this we don't have a solution. We just have
No, it's an acceptance. And
Yeah.
you have to accept that there will be collateral damage when you are carrying special knowledge.
Yeah. And with time, I feel like you're able to better balance it. You're able to have the knowledge, but also continue to find ways to maybe, reconnect or enjoy or, appreciate.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he's pretty early in on this.
It sounds like it.
It's smart and it's kind of settled in, but probably within the first year or two of him discovering this stuff and really internalizing it.
I mean, this woman sounds like a pretty perfect wife.
Yeah.
I mean, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
He has no complaints about
No.
her. He just doesn't care.
No. That's okay. It's rough, but it's true.
It's not okay.
It's collateral damage. But at the end of the day, he can manage her better. He manages the family better.
Yeah.
They'll probably last longer.
They'll probably last longer. And it kind of reminds me almost, even though he's deep into this marriage, it almost has an arranged marriage feel at this point. Arranged marriages are often
All the time.
pretty businesslike and lack of feeling, but they do evolve oftentimes into something very real and very, deep. I feel like with this new knowledge, he'll be able to settle into it a little bit better, and maybe in a year or so. I don't know. I don't know what the kind of timeline would be.
People always forget this concept of romantic love is a very new on the scene thing.
Yeah.
It did not exist until like the late 1800s.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier than that, but mostly it was arranged marriages. Who was within proximity, families. That's all it was who was close in age.
Yeah.
Ideal
Who would
for
continue
procreation.
the family line
Yeah.
best.
This is brand new stuff.
Wow.
So
This is kind of a depressing topic.
it's okay, but we wanted to cover it anyways because you may be going through it, or we don't want you to catch something like this.
Yeah.
And go, man, I feel dead inside. I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And that's normal. That's normal, and you'll kind of pass through. It's kind of like the grieving process.
Yeah.
You'll come to accept it that you're not going to ride the highs or the lows as much, but it really makes the reality of it better.
But it's also not just the girl you're with. A lot of times, there's a lot more to it.
No, don't throw a girl out into the trash just because you're not riding that high or low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what girls do. That's not what men do.
We hope this helps you out.
We want you to win.
Have a great day.
Bye.